Hello, and I it was I think it was the last time I did a recording, but today is it April 23, 2023, and last time there was a man, a spirit coming, and first I saw him like in a wrong angle that I didn't understood first, but then I saw that uh, he turned around from me and walk away, but he didn't walk away. I understood that later on, that he wanted me to follow him. He is going to tell us what's really matter and the truth about our life when we be about abuse. And uh, uh, today is it very much going on with the brain, that the people blame it everything on uh, COVID-19, that it causes problems in their brain, and the brain, it's called in English, it's called, I think, fatigue, uh, but to be brain tired in the brain, and the brain start to be confused, and memory lost, and many things that have not with to be forgetting things, to be dementia. It's not about that, it's about other things with the brain to do, and I think this will be an eye-opening opener for you, uh, many of you that listen, because that man that I should follow, he already next day he told me something important to have in your memories, and to understand why you have this brain, that it's in many ways do things that is not normal, that you had didn't have that before, but you have it today, that the brain uh, going tired, and you have to go to rest and sleep much more than what you ever have done, and you can't work full time because you be so tired, and the body is screaming of pain, but you don't know what it is that caused the brain, the pain in your body. And there is many names on it from the doctors. I am not a doctor. I have been my whole life interested in people's how they act and how they think, psychology. I have PhD in psychology, and I been it's two main interest I have in my old age as I am today. It is about psychology, and it is also about the technology of this um, artificial intelligence. Those two things is my main interest today. And this man, he told me when I go to bed after have recording, and he was telling me, and I don't think he say that in the night, but the next day, and it was not a dream. It come a knowledge into my brain. It was not something I saw or heard. It was a knowledge coming into my brain, and it was about when you have been abused as a child or a little older than a child, and you have been abused in many ways. It's depend how you take it or react on it. So it can be that you have been beaten up many times, and it have not really with the beaten up to do. It's what is going on that you be beaten up, and it is like you are nothing. Your life is worthless. It's a waste life. It's only to throw it away in the trash, like that. That feeling you have when you be beaten up, physical, and I have always say that yes, it's psychology is to be beaten up mentally is worse than the physical. I don't know if it is because I say that to my mother because she abused me. She punished me with mentally things. It was so really stupid, but I was only a child. I was about 10 years old when my mother said that I had been so very bad. She didn't want to live anymore because I have hurt her in some way, I don't know today. And she said that she's going to make a suicide and go into the water and drown. But to not she was thinking I didn't should cry for her, so she said that I'm going to take our dog with me into the water, she say. And I think it's a little about the practical that she had to go out with the dog anyway for it to have some air. She did it, but it was to hurt me very, very deep as she could. And I was there sitting at the window, 9, 10 years old, and waiting for my mother to come back again or never coming back. I was waiting, and I sit the whole time in the window where she should come back to, in that direction, coming back. So it maybe was 2 hours I was sitting there waiting for her, and it hurt me very deeply. And she did those kind of things that hurt me. She never beat me, and I say to her when she have hurt me, I say to my mother, it's much better that you beat me, because that is hurt for a short time, that you beat me, and I get some scars or red in the skin. But what you do to me mentally, I say to her, I was maybe in my first teens, maybe 14, 15, when we have this going on. And I say to her, it's worse that you beat me up mentally. Go and beat me up physical, because that's gonna be only black marks and hurt in the skin for a short time. But what you do mentally to me, that can be for a lifetime. I say that to my mother when I was about 14 years. And I understand today that my mother was tired, mental tired, and she took very much medicine for all kind of nerves to sleep, and all kind of that is the same as drugs. But it was some doctors that wrote she got from, and not that she buy from in the street. But it's the same thing. And she was to many different doctors to get more medicine than she should have. And it's still going on. It have not changed very much. And so I understood this man that told me to follow him, because he wanted to show me and tell me those things, that he make me understand this, that I remember that I have had these problems with my brain for a long time. I remember that what happened in 2018 was not the first time I got it. It started as I knew was something wrong. It was that I had very much pain in my legs, and my mother say it was because of growing up, that my body be bigger, taller. She said that I have pain because of that. But this man make me understand that was the beginning of all the abuse that I have been into. I was abused from the start when I was born. And most of it was mentally abused. They never beat me up. It was a time when my brother and older brother and sister, they pushed me down in the grass, and then they took some pokes, some sticks, big sticks, and start to beat me and beat me. But a man saw what they did and come running and took my brother and sister away. So they didn't beat me up so much. But I was for 3-4 days ago. I was to the doctor, and I sit and look in my telephone, and then I got suddenly the telephone come to be on in the camera mode, and I was thinking, I take a picture of me, and when I saw my picture in the camera, I did see that I had 3 stripes on my forehead that I have not seen before. It was not at my forehead. It was on the side of it, close to my right ear, on the side there, and I'd be surprised, and I was thinking it may be some white I have got from something, and I tried to take that away, and it was scars there in my head that I have not seen before, and it will come to you that is young also, and when you be older, your skin be thinner, the skin be thinner. That's why we get so much wrinkle skin, because it's under our skin when we are young, and it start to show when we are old. And it can come from other things, but that is one of reason why we wrinkle. It's dry the skin and it be thinner, and then if you have scars from your childhood, you certainly will see it. It have been under the skin, and that's what I had, is like 3 stripes on the right ear, and it can also be this same thing that I have had these dots, 3 dots on my hand, that this was also something symbolic, something from heaven. But I think it could be abuse things, because I was driven over by a truck. My adopted sister, she pushed me out in the street, and I have told you this, what happened, that I be dead. I was laying in this cold room where dead bodies is laying before they do obstacles. I know the word, but I can't say it. That they look at the body of a dead person, what have happened. And I was laying there in the cold room, but I wake up, and some something come from heaven, a bright light come, and someone was holding my shoulder as a metallic hands, and a bright light come over my nude, naked body, and I start to live again. And it was a shock for my mother that I come back to life. And this, so the, I know I have scars from that time when I was drive over by a truck, and I have inside my body, I have wrong things. My organs doesn't are not placed like a normal body. It's if they look inside my body, take away the skin, look inside my body, they should see that I am built in not a normal way, but it's because of the accident, the killing, and so some of these things, those scars that I see today that I have not seen before, that I know it's old scars, that is from abuse. And but I was not really beaten up. It was not that. It was about the truck that drove over me, and then when my brother and sister should beat me up and kill me with sticks, that was a man that come and helped me. So I don't think they beat so much me. But I also, one time when I was a child, they pushed me out on a stair, high up stairs, and I fall down, and I asked my mother why I had scars in my forehead. And my mother, maybe she was telling me half true, or else she lied for me. But she say I fall down from the stairs, and then I hit my forehead with those. No, I don't know the English word for it, but those tools that you have to make a nice, those pebbleless rocks that is in front of the house, and they scratch the stones to be a nice pattern in front of the house. And my mother say it was laying under the stairs when I fall, and I got those like a camb, those coming out from it into my forehead. And my mother says she took a towel from the kitchen and hold it around my head when they took the car to the hospital. so that I also have. And but most of the hurting things was mentally abused, and that what the man was saying, the spirit man that come, he was telling me this, that uh, too much abuse in your childhood. You that have this mental abuse very much, you can have mental abuse is also to be raped and not be in control at all, and other hold the control over you, and they can lock you in and hold you for days in a house, and those kind of mental abuse that can make your brain be this brain tired, that it will be too much, and the brain always want to recover from things it have been in, and it can both be positive and negative things. I have had that when I have been to the school at the university. I had very much pain in my forehead because it was so much facts and learning to bring into to the brain, so my brain have pain. It was not like headache, it was only burning in my forehead, and so it had been both abusive things and also what I have going through in a normal life to learn also. But the most is abusive things that can cause your brain to be too much, overeating the brain, so it's stopped to working, or it complain with lots of pain in your body, or that you have moments that you don't remember things. Some of this, it can be of abuse, mental abuse, and in the mental abuse is also the physical abuse, because you take it in with your brain also. So that is what this man was telling me just after that he come here. And I don't think it is the only thing he will tell us. But this was the first that happened after that he showing me that I should follow him. And so the sad thing is that parents saying bad things about to their children and think it's a temporary thing, when if it's hurt much. I am that kind of person that take in everything people are saying to me. Everything bad things they have told me, I kept it. I keep it in my brain. And some people are out, they cast out what people are telling them in a hurting way. They can they don't take it in. They forget it after a while. But I can remember bad things people have said and done to me from my whole life, since the start when I was 5 years old, and they say bad things about me and to me, that I remember everything I have been experience of when it's come to attack me. Do I remember? And that is, in the same time I talk about this, I ask the spirits that is in my home, that they need to explain for me how to could take it away, how to erase those memories of mental abusive attacks on us. How to not have all those memories with us, and that why we can't bring them away to be healed from them, because we hold them inside our brain and remember them. We maybe don't remember details of it, but the brain can remember it. And if it's something happened in your life today, it trigger you to remember it, and it hurt your body. And he let me understand this, that my problem with my body today is not that car drive over me. It have going on my whole life, that the brain have hold all those bad memories. And of course, some of the few, I had some nice memories also, but not much. Most is abuse. But I hold it, and my brain be so tired, because it never stopped to be abusive situation for me. And it's a spirit talking to me. That's why I be a little not talking, because I want to hear what he is saying. But he is saying that he is going to teach me how to take away those memories. I don't need to have those memories in my brain, because just now when I talk to you that listen, then is it good to remember, so you can understand where I come from. My family was wealthy family. Many think those bad abuses must be because the parents have been not so much intellectual people, not reading books and being poor people, but this happened also in wealthy family, and my my parents was educated. They read books, and so it was not that kind of childhood I grew up in. It was abuse, and it was mental abuse to not be so people could see it outside. Everything was perfect. And my mother said that some people asking her told her, "Why did you divorce such a nice man?" They say to my mother because they couldn't see any wrong in my parents' marriage. So it was always hidden from people outside, and that's why I didn't have any friends when I was a child, because they were not allowed to come into my home because it was a secret in my home, and it was staying with our family, and it became that I could have one friend when I was teenager, but never as a child. So I know that I am not the only one that have had this going on in the childhood and in teenager. And that's why I want to talk to you about it. Because this man, the spirit is going. He say it's only to follow me. It's only to follow me, he say. He's gonna teach us how to take away those bad memories, these mental abusive things that we have had in our life. So it will be interesting because I don't know, but he's going to tell us. And so I thank you for have listened to this episode. It will be interesting to see what he's going to teach us. But just now, the first chapter from him was that mental abuse most, but also physical abuse can cause this to be tired in the brain. It be a chaos that the brain work on the whole time. The brain, when we get be hurt, we be in a situation that is very bad, the brain starts to wondering what's going on and want to clean up and understand the situation you were in. And then it will place that memory somewhere in the brain. And those people that is those lucky one that can take out the memory of bad things, that their brain have been in that way that it's clean out. It's the brain inside them say this was nothing, I don't need to keep the memory. But you that is like my brain is this I can't really understand everything in detail what have happened, and why it's happened and what caused it to happen. The brain are constantly working with this to understand what have happened to us. And then it can be, sometimes for me, have it been a memory I don't remember, but it will be triggered of something I see or hear, or when I talk to you about my life. Then the brain take it and show me it. And that's why I can talk about everything abusive in details, because the brain have stored it. It have not thrown away it. It's laying there inside your brain, maybe hiding for you for a long time. But it happened one day that something make it trigger it to come back, the memory of the abuse. So it have never been erased of the brain. That is laying there. So all the abuse that have been on me, it's laying in my brain. And I need to come to know how can I take that away so it doesn't hurt my brain as it does now, because it's too much now in my brain. So the brain take other things that I have in my brain that I need to have, like walking, talking, see things. Those things have no, and the brain have no energy for it, because it has so much with those other abusive things to find out and explain it and understand it and place it into the brain. And sometimes when the brain find out something about abusive situation, then it take it out and place it in another area of the brain, and then is it very much work for it, so it can't work with our basic things in the brain. So I tell you that I'm not educated as a doctor for the brain. I'm educated in psychology, but this is what the spirit have told me. So I hope that he will tell us how to take those things away. I want to place in nice things, happy things into my brain, and take out those bad memories, because I don't need it now. I need happy memories. I have too few happy memories in my brain. So I will see what he will tell us next time he's talking to me. But I hope you understand what's going on in your brain by understand what I have told you. I am not expert, but I want to know my brain and and how to heal it. So I am very close to lose my walking with the legs. So I need healing. And he will heal me, this man that we should follow. So I thank you for listening, and God bless you.